Greetings from the 63rd Readiness Division. This is Chaplain Siebold, and the title of this devotion today is called The Ocean's Strength. So I'm reading from Job 38:16. Have you traveled to the sources of the sea, or walked in the depths of the ocean? So ocean. Ocean is a body of water occupying 2/3 of the world made for man, who has no gills. How inappropriate to call this planet Earth when it is clearly ocean. So the ocean stirs the heart, inspires the imagination, and brings eternal joy to the soul. The cure for anything is salt water, sweat, tears, or the sea. surfertoday.com. So waiting for the waves, when I went to the ocean a couple weeks ago, I was waiting for the waves to come, and I noticed that surfing is very popular on the California beaches. I've never surfed because I fear the big fish that swim beneath me while I'm in the water, and I can count on two hands how many times I've swam in the sea. I prefer to stay on the shore. So when I was 7 or 8, we moved from Minnesota to Oregon in the winter. And when we arrived in the Willamette Valley, it snowed that year, 3+ feet that year. And they had never seen that much snow in a long time. But for me, the temperature was so warm that I begged my mother to let me wear a t-shirt. When I was out playing. Of course, the neighbors all thought she was a neglected mother when she did that, just to let you know. And when we went to the ocean in the summer, the water was only in like the 40-degree temperature range, but it was so warm compared to what we were used to during the winter months, when the temperature can get down to 50+ below zero. So that we freely entered, when we went to the ocean, we freely entered and swam in it. And in a few years, but because my blood was probably very thick at the time, but in a few years, the sea seemingly grew colder, and I became less bold to enter its cold. So after moving to the West Coast when I was 7 or 8, my father took me to Disneyland, and we camped by the sea. And I went swimming, but I had no clue that the tides that take one out. But the lifeguard kept an eye on me and pulled me from the sea out of worry. I grew up next to water, a freshwater sea in a sense, and learned to swim at an early age. But this ocean was much greater than the vast lakes I knew from early childhood. So when I took my first trip alone outside of the United States to Israel, I went snorkeling in the Red Sea all day once, and at the end of the day, I was told sharks were also on the coral reefs where I'd been swimming. I never saw one, but if they had told me that in the beginning, that I was sharing the sea or the Red Sea with sharks, I wouldn't have snorkeled that day. I think they told me at the end for that reason. But the passage from the book of Job talks about walking in the depths of the ocean. If I could do this, the sea might not seem as vast or as scary, because I would see and experience it from the bottom up instead of from just the surface or the shallow depth. Often this is how we see our problems in life. We stay on the surface and never venture to see the whole picture. The world that I fear beneath the waters is home for many creatures, and my world is fearful to them. I lack understanding, as did Job, so I can't see the whole picture. So today let us recognize that some things we fear is not because they are fearful, but because they are unknown, unfamiliar, and unexperienced by us. Instead, may life's uncertainties inspire our imaginations and bring joy to our souls. So this is my prayer for you today. Lord, expand our minds to reach deeper into understanding the world and those around us. Comfort us in our discomfort. Allow us to face our fears, unveil truths, and walk in places we have not walked before. without trembling. Amen.